So this one's really easy because you just take this little notch right here and you line it up with that little notch right there. And then on the top, it's a little bit different. You go off of the plastic engine covers on the top. But this is TDC for this engine, and this is the mark I time off of. So the blue dot on the one camshaft means that camshaft is the intake. The white means it's the exhaust. Next to that blue dot, you can see this little chink right there. That little chink matches up with that little chink right there in the top cover of the engine. So you line those up, and then you put the belt on, and it's timed. It's pretty easy. You got to do the same thing with the exhaust. I don't know where the chink is on the... You get your timing belt kind of loosely put on the crankshaft. You set your engine cover on top there, and then I'm a little off, so I'll rotate without holding the camera, and I'll match the markup with the line. And then I'll do the same over there. But I'll have to use my phone to see if it's matched up over here because of how the angle is. So my gears are aligned. So now what I'll do is I'll pull tight on this side. And I'll make sure it's nice and taut right there. And then I'll run around, make sure it's tight all the way down the gear. And then I'll pull it tight here. And I'll lay it down on this other gear and make sure there's no slack in between the two gears so that I'm not a tooth or two off. And then I will bring it down there and run it over the tensioner. And then after I hold the tensioner, I can just slip the belt over and it's timed and it's done. A key thing that I forgot to mention is that you always want to time your motor with the tensioner just a little bit loose. And then when you get your motor timed, you see this little nibbly thing? You put that in between those things and favor a little heavy on that side so that when it loosens, it'll sit in like the middle when the belt catches some slack. So you put it about there, and then so after all that's done, you verify your timing marks. That one's a little harder to see. I'll have to check the video afterwards. And then and that's all timed. So the airbox houses the ECU, so you hook the ECU up, you put the fuel rail on so that it doesn't spray everywhere when you go and prime the fuel pump. You don't connect the injectors, and then you come in here. You hear that compression? That means I am a good mechanic.